Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your favorite manifestation coach. Your desires are possible when you first think of them. You get the desire, you get the thought, and you start thinking of possibilities of what you wish for. So there's multiple different ways that you can get your desire just by deciding and choosing. So I'm gonna give myself as an example. Well, okay, I've chosen that I can manifest food instantly. I have chosen that I can manifest food. I'm a foodie, so that is why, it's the most simplest thing for me to manifest because I have the belief that I can get food, So there was this one time where, as an example, I was so mad about having no golden Oreos in the house. And because I had no golden Oreos, I was very upset, very mad. And I didn't actually text my mom about it. I was just basically mad there was no golden Oreos left. And then I forget what I did that day, but anyways, I was just getting no more golden Oreos. So then, like a couple of minutes later or hours later or something like that, my mom was probably working or something. She went to go to the gas station and they have golden Oreos over there. And so as she was browsing, she got the thought of getting me my golden Oreos, and then she came back with golden Oreos, and I had my golden Oreos. So, okay, what does that mean for, the examples I'm about to give you? I decided and chose that I can have any type of food. That day, I was mad, and I just knew, I didn't have to affirm for it or anything, I just knew that, I can get any food. Golden Oreos, Chinese food, pizza, whatever that is. No matter what, even if it's not on the specific set day, I don't care, I will be getting my food soon. Basically, all it comes down to is you deciding who you choose to be. Who you are, who you choose to be in that certain moment. So I was identifying, or still am identifying, as someone who gets food easily. I'm able to receive that and have it. So if I request golden Oreos, for example, I can get golden Oreos. I can just think about golden Oreos and then I get it and I receive it. Simple as that. It doesn't matter, how I receive the golden Oreos. It just matters on how I'm gonna get them. It doesn't matter the how. It's just I know I'm gonna get the Oreos. A lot of the times, people cannot decide. They're like, should I get these golden Oreos? I don't know if I'll get the golden Oreo, Or they give up after one day and they're like, I didn't get my golden Oreos. That kind of thing. A lot of it just comes down to mindset. It just comes down to being stubborn, is what I say. Because I'm stubborn about getting my food, okay? Nothing comes between me and my food. Nothing. Someone could tell me right to my face, you're not gonna get your golden Oreos today. And I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get them soon. I don't know when. I'll get them. I'll definitely get my golden Oreos. So that's how I usually go about stuff, is because it's not a big deal. It's okay, yeah, whatever. Whatever you say, I'm getting my Oreos. From that example, there are different selections of your manifestation that you can have. So if you are undecided about it, you will receive that energy back. If you decide not to have it, then you get that energy back. It's kind of like working out. This is the prime example I always give. Okay, if you decide, right, to go to the gym, every day you go to the gym, and then one day you're undecided, or, you decide, people who go to the gym, they identify as someone who goes to the gym. They physically get up, and they identify that every morning that they are going to the gym. That they work out, that they go to the gym, that they eat healthily, all that other stuff. It's the same thing with manifestation. It is a muscle, well, I call it a manifestation muscle, that you use. And basically, if you do not persist, and you do not choose to keep up with what you're doing in manifestation, if you don't want that same mindset, and you hover between mindsets and deciding for yourself, then you're gonna, it's kind of like, okay, if you go to the gym, right, you're not gonna sit there complaining that you don't have abs if you never went to the gym that day, or you stopped going to the gym. You're gonna be like, oh, I didn't go to the gym in a really long time, I lost my muscles, all that stuff. Like, that was you basically not identifying as somebody who goes to the gym. There are many different selections of versions where you're manifesting, but you're manifesting what you're saying, what you're thinking. Your dominant thought isn't the thing that wins. It's the persistence of identifying as the person who gets the thing. So, say if you're a constant manifester, you're working up those muscles, as much as you can. Every day you're choosing yourself. You're choosing to identify as, for example, somebody who gets golden Oreos, right? So you working out and stuff like that, and then, you're very confident. You're feeling good, then you can make the decision. Well, you haven't making the decision, but you can always choose again and again and again. You are working up that manifestation muscle, basically going to the gym. Same thing for studying. In studying, you use repetition to remember what 2 + 2 is, okay? You will not be seeing results if you do not study. Simple as that. And then as you start learning and as you start processing what 2 + 2 is and so forth in math, right? Then you start memorizing, 3 and 3 is 6. Wait, let me check real quick. 3, 4, 5, yeah, okay, 6, right? So it's like 3 and 3 is 6, 2 + 2 is 4, and you start memorizing all that stuff, and that becomes new knowledge. So the way that you learn to do something, the way that you memorize it, is because you used it for a really long time. You just memorize it. Like, it becomes your dominant belief. It becomes just your belief that you always believe. You always have assumptions about stuff. So your assumption about yourself becomes your dominant belief, and then you are that person that is that energy that receives the manifestation. But a lot of people also, they panic because they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. There are so many ways to manifest that people do that they just naturally get their manifestation. They're not panicked about it. You don't have to set up rules that define you. that make it so you don't get your manifestation. Because the only one that is prohibiting you from getting your manifestation is basically you. Sometimes we just have to get out of our own heads for a while. And you know, sometimes I also take a break from manifestation. If I'm not feeling it that day, if I'm not feeling up to manifesting, I'm not in the right mindset, I will purposely take a break from my desire. If I have, you know, certain like thoughts and beliefs and all that stuff, and then I'll go and journal about it, and I'll process it. I'll process whatever is going on, and then I'll keep going. That's what I normally do. Because it's not good to keep in all your emotions. It's good to let them out, process, reflect, and then move forward. And there's also practical tools that you can use to, you know, like journaling, like I, you know, said. There's practical tools that you can use to help you to get to where you wish to go. You know, it's just about recognizing. Some people may not fully recognize what they are saying and doing. Like, I had this conversation with somebody, on a YouTube channel, and basically, you know, they were talking about, oh, I'm giving up manifestation, all that stuff, and I said, okay. I said, why? I said, what's going on? And then they specifically wrote to me what was happening with them. Because, like, I was talking to them, it was like, oh, do you have this belief, that belief, or whatever. But they wrote to me in a paragraph about how they were feeling. And then I looked it over and I was like, you're already aware of what you're doing. Like, you already know what your struggle is. Okay, because, like, some people believe that when you keep, like, repeating and you keep moving forward, you keep persisting, that, you know, eventually you'll get it. It's like, it doesn't work like that. You're already that person. You're already receiving the manifestation. Whatever you believe and whatever you're thinking about with yourself, if you don't believe that you're able to achieve that manifestation, you'll be waiting forever. If you believe in time delay, divine timing, you'll be waiting forever. And I also don't believe in the right time of energy, or like when astrology says. It's just like, why should I let that rule over my life? That's just like what I think about it, is that kind of thing. It's just like, I'm not gonna let that stop me from manifesting or doing anything. The things that we assume are true. That is why it's called the law of assumption. And that's why you keep seeing proof for it. You keep believing in it, so it keeps happening over and over and over again. So, you know, even if you persist every single day and all that stuff, the persisting doesn't matter. But how many times you say something, like, how many times you do something, if you were not changing the belief, the stem belief of who you are being. Another thing that I've done is, I know it's gonna sound kind of silly, I've actually I've soothed myself in talking to myself and normalizing that I can actually have the desire. So it's like, oh, it's okay, you already have your desire. I'll talk to myself. I'll say, okay, you have your desire, it's okay, you know, it's here, it's already here. Comforting myself has helped me a lot. I don't know if it will for all of you, but for me, it just normalizes having that desire and knowing that I can have it. Because a lot of times in my childhood, I was told that I could not have certain things. And I also got mad. I was like, this doesn't seem right. I wish to have it. Why can't I have it, you know? I was a little kid. But yeah, a lot of the times we're told that we can't have something, and it's silly. Like, why can't I have my golden Oreos? It's kind of silly. It can can have anything, basically. So that's just like what I think about it. I also let myself, like, I've let myself believe that I am a master manifester. I'm an instant master manifester. I can manifest instantly. Can manifest quickly. I'm a master manifester. That means I can manifest anything. And I began to normalize this as well, like being able to manifest quickly, have, you know, joy incorporated with my manifestations. I will say though, like, as you start to manifest more, you'll start to realize that there's stuff that you have to let go of as well. Like, if you're identifying with stuff, basically the stories that you're telling yourself, like if you're saying, oh, I don't wish to go to the gym today, it's so hard, and you keep going on and on and on about that, then, you know, that's who you're identifying as. You're identifying as somebody who finds it hard to go to the gym, and so you stop going to the gym. If you identify as somebody who loves sleeping in, that's who you will be. And it's just about holding yourself accountable, knowing that you're putting that energy out there and what you say and what you're telling yourself. That's it. You don't have to shame yourself or be upset with yourself. But basically, you get what you put out. That's what you do. The 3D is just like a mirror reflection. The physical just mirrors to you what you already think, what you're already believing in, who you're already being. That's it. Also as well, like a lot of people panic that they're doing the right thing. So they'll stop being like, oh, did I do this right? Did I do this correctly? Did I, you know, manifest this correctly? And then they'll start looking and seeking and just assume no matter what you do, it manifests. Like, no matter what type of way you use to manifest, it'll manifest. You don't have to use someone's foolproof plan that they have that worked for them. So the key points that we went over today was anything you desire is possible. Choose, decide your story and your focus. Normalize being able to have your desires and don't compare yourself to anyone else. And the question for today is, what's one desire you're choosing to believe is already yours today? I'd like to thank my Ko-fi and Patreon members. I'd like to thank everybody who has been supporting me, whether it's on YouTube, the memberships, my shop, anything like that. Thank you for watching and supporting and just being here with me. I hope you have a lovely day today. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!